There
you go.
My name's Charlene. I'm a mother of four neurodiverse children who have, three of them have some restrictive eating issues that I'm really keen to solve. Hence why I'm here to talk to these lovely ladies.
I'm Sophie Hall. I'm a dietitian at Te Whatu Ora Waitaha and also a private practice dietitian, and we see children with restricted eating.
Beautiful. And my name's Rebecca Barnard. I'm an occupational therapist and director of Nourish Feeding Therapy, which is a private practice supporting children experiencing these complex feeding challenges.
So for me, I've got four children. My oldest daughter, Willow, is, I believe, has ARFID, and what we did with her when she was younger, when she wouldn't eat her dinner, was to sit there and encourage, and then, put timers on. You've got 10 minutes to eat it, and it was always so stressful. Dinner time was so stressful. So what do you do when your kid just won't eat his dinner?
Gosh, I mean, dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, dinner is obviously the most complex meal because it's the end of the day, everyone's exhausted and overwhelmed, doesn't necessarily want to be there. And I guess in terms of the food from a sensory point of view, it's the foods that are, there's no crunch, there's no texture, it's kind of those challenging foods. So I guess where I would probably tend to start from an OT, from that sensory point of view, is working out, can we change any of the sensory properties of the food? So I think a lot of people sometimes go, it has to be these three veg cooked.
Yeah.
Can they be raw instead? Because sometimes, the crunch is a bit easier to manage than a mushy, a mushy carrot compared to a raw carrot.
I don't like a mushy carrot.
No one likes a mushy carrot. And I'm thinking peas as well. Like some people go for cooked peas, frozen peas.
Yeah.
Have the same nutritional value.
Yeah.
They're just, from a sensory wise, a bit easier. So I think that's one place that I tend to start from a dinner point of view, because you're right, you can do all the timers and all the things, but if the food itself is complex, it's going to be hard. That's where you're getting some of the battles.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And I think you're right. The way you worded the question, getting a child to eat is really key. It's very hard to get a child to eat. Short of force feeding, we're not going to get our child to eat. We really want to encourage them, and family and whānau are perfect people to sort of model enjoying mealtimes, relaxed, happy mealtimes. And it's also looking at that mealtime in the context of what's happened over the day. So have they been grazing all the way up to dinner time? They're actually they've grazed on all their favourite crunchy foods, and they're not actually hungry by the time they get to dinner time, or are they becoming unwell? They're not really. Again, do they have the skill to manage the foods that we're offering them?
Has it been like lots of dysregulation during the day?
Absolutely. Has it been a stressful day? All of those other factors that can contribute to not managing dinner. And again, the stress could compound that resistance to eating anyway. So wherever possible, trying to make it a relaxed experience and making the goals achievable. So rather than saying you must eat your dinner, you must sit at the table. Let's start with getting you at the table, sitting down at the table, enjoying your food, maybe offering a food that they're going to be successful with, like Rebecca was saying. If they love a crunchy carrot, then offer that. If they want some beige chips, start with that. So if we're wanting a safe, enjoyable experience, and then we can start working on expanding.
Yeah, I guess that leads on to my next question, which was, am I making things worse by offering them, just giving them these safe foods? Because I cook myself usually 3 to 4 dinners a night, and we all sit down to eat. Mostly we sit down together, but we're all eating different things, and that was purely because of the stress of getting them to eat. But in doing that, I'm not really exposing them to other foods. So
no, you're not doing anything wrong. You're getting through dinners.
Is
what you're doing.
Yeah.
One thing that I quite like to do, and obviously it's working out for each family how this actually works, but you're kind of still serving, making sure that each child has their safe food or the foods that they like, but rather than saying, here's your food, here's your food, here's your food, putting it in the middle of the table and going, here's food.
Help yourself.
You get to choose what goes onto your plate. So
Sure.
obviously what we see at the start is, yes, we're going to get your safe food,
Yeah.
but you're at least, there's opportunity to
Yeah.
potentially expand
Yeah,
to
of
this other
course.
foods and going, oh, I see you've got, you know, these shoestring fries, but you've also got curly fries, or, you know,
Yeah.
you've got a different type of fry
Similar.
that's similar but different,
Yeah.
but you're still kind of meeting everyone's got a safe food,
Yeah.
but you're kind of, if that
Sort of
makes sense.
exposing them to the
Yeah.
other food.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes, we're not
Offering,
pressuring.
yeah, offering them something they're going to be successful with, but
Mm.
also offering them opportunities to try new things,
Mm.
and lots of talking about the sensory characteristics. Like your shoestring chip is long and crunchy.
Mm.
Is the curly chip crunchy?
Mm.
Is it
Right.
different colour? Is it a different texture? Is it a different temperature?
Mm.
All of that is sort of trying to encourage curiosity
Mm.
rather than fear. So we want to
Yeah,
encourage
cool.
them to sort of lean into the different foods rather than feel as though they're scared of it because they have to eat it.
Yeah.
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 I think
Yeah.
so much we go
Makes
straight to
really good sense.
eating, right?
Eat,
We go
yeah.
straight to just crunch it, but it's like, actually, even if you can touch it, that's
Mm.
a win
Mm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I think by having it in that way, you've got the safety for them knowing there's a food they can eat,
Yes.
but also you've then got the exposure.
Mm.
But we will acknowledge there are some times and some situations where whatever you're doing is getting you through.
Yeah.
Like is
Yeah.
Yeah.
managing stress, and that is
Yeah.
also okay. If that felt like too much,
Mm.
don't beat yourself up for,
Yeah.
for needing to jump to that. But if you're ready for that, that would be my next
Yeah.
step in getting that exposure.
Absolutely.
happening.
That makes
Yeah.
perfect
Mm.
sense.
And having that safe food, there's nothing wrong with giving them foods that they're going to be successful with. For you as a parent, you're nourishing your
You know
child.
that, yeah.
You want to get something into them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're trying to feed your child. So
Yeah.
the first step would be getting them to eat
Yes.
something.
Something,
And
yeah.
the next step would be getting them to expand